Okay, so to the Barbie topic.
Yeah, let's talk about Barbie.
Barbie, they launched a new Barbie doll with type 1 diabetes.
Oh, wow.
So it says that for...
Here it is, we have a picture.
Yeah, we have a picture, great. So it says that there's an insulin pump included on Barbie's waist and a continuous glucose monitor on her arm.
I think this is a good thing because I see a lot of people with that device on their arm. And in fact, I was in a public place one time and this young lady, she was a server, she had it on her arm and the people that she was waiting on had no idea what it was. She had to explain it. And so I think by putting it mainstream like this, it makes it a little bit more popular and for people to really understand what it means to go through
I think
diabetes.
It's great for kids to normalize the fact that everyone is different. Everyone has something different about them.
Right.
I saw recently, or maybe about a year ago, they came out with the Down syndrome doll. And that was such a great moment. You're seeing all these advertisements of kids that have their doll that look just like them. And that's so important.
It is so important to have that kind of diversity because we're starting to see it in the way people in dolls, the way they wear their hair, right? The shades of skin. So I think it's time that we go this way as well. Why not?
Right, especially with the hair. Like growing up, I'm sure we all had our black Barbie doll, and it was so important to show, like, this is how you take care of your hair. This is how you're combing your curls.
But let's be honest, Justine, it took a while to get to the Afro stage, right? Where Barbie had natural tresses and it wasn't silky and straight, because that's not, well, you know, that's my reality today. But when I take out the extensions or if I decide to wear my hair in its natural state, it's not always silky and straight, and that's okay. Right. So it was nice to see that evolution, right, take place for both of us.
It is. Were you the kid that always wanted the dolls that looked like you, or did you want to try the different ones?
I was the kid that had dolls that looked like everybody, that looked like the rainbow. And in fact, my daughter is like that now. Like when she wants a Barbie, she's not looking at the Barbie from the perspective of, I'm a black girl, this Barbie's black. She just wants the Barbie. And so when you look at her room, the Barbies are everybody. And so I think that's beautiful because that's really what we should be teaching anyway.
Right, absolutely.
You know?
I feel like if I had a kid, I'd want them to know that everyone looks different. Everyone has a different body type. They have different ailments or, things about them. And that's a beautiful thing.
I do find it interesting. And I don't know who introduced this to my daughter. I have not figured out the culprit because I feel like at 2 years old, it's kind of young to start thinking about who you are in terms of like your color of your skin and stuff like that. But it was interesting because last week we picked up my daughter and she was like, Mommy, you're black. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, who told you that? And then she's like, Daddy's black, I'm black. And I'm like, I don't know where she picked it up, but I guess it's good for them to start understanding that, yes, I am different. Yes, it is okay.
Right.
And so if diabetes, having a doll with diabetes pump on their arm, I think that's a good thing to start that conversation early.
Right, I love it.
Because kids are going to have questions.
Kids are going to have questions, and it's better to get ahead of it and be able to talk them through with something that they're familiar with, a Barbie doll, and say, hey, look, my Barbie has this too. So, yeah, incredible.
Yep.